to take it a little bit further each time and get a little bit more specific until you're kind of working on your own individual group projects. And actually, the individual group projects all start with this personal care product analysis. But moving back just to this lab, so for your lab report stats, this time, instead of just like all 4 questions kind of like listed out as you wrote them, it asks for a cohesive narrative. So I'm looking for you all to kind of like turn that into a paragraph or so. Well, probably multiple paragraphs, kind of talking about your experiment. What is your experimental unit? Your one individual crab. What are you testing your crabs for? Why did you decide to test the crabs like this? That's like where you might insert your source. And then for your final like tables, or like you don't need to have a table, I'm just looking for a final graph, as well as your predictive graph that you drew. Don't just like copy and paste the full Excel output. I don't really need to see that. I'm looking more so, was the results you found significant? And what does that mean? What does the significance mean in the context of your experiment? And explain the patterns within your graph. So, for example, I have a potential pH graph from like the pH group here. So we have our response variable, or the metabolic rate, on the y-axis. You have your control. In their case, it's 7.5 pH, and then their treatment, or their comparison variable here, is a lower pH of about 6.45. They're predicting that it goes down. So what maybe they would say is like, as pH drops, so does the metabolic rate. And they're testing now if that's true. So something like that, and then also including with your final graphs the same way that we did for the first week's lab, where you have your averages and standard deviation. I don't need to see the raw numbers. It's just, it takes more time for me to like figure out what's going on, and you want to make it easy for the reader. You want to like kind of just show them the overall pattern. And then so maybe here I would recommend adding that standard deviation as well. So moving on to personal care products, how many products